covers tonight in San Antonio. Our sister station in San Antonio, King's 5, and the morning show team at Great Day SA might be feeling a little overconfident this morning.
Hey Deborah, it's Christina Blackwell over here at Great Day SA.
And good morning, it is Paul Morellis. We have got a challenge for you.
That's right, when we win the playoffs, we want you to wear this jersey.
That's right. Black.
That's right, and if we lose, which won't happen, we'll wear the Rockets.
That's exactly right.
So Spurs go!
Spurs go. Ooh.
First of all, you better get that jersey in a smaller size. Second of all, don't feel overconfident because it's been a while for us. Holding it in, okay, kapow! Have you ever noticed, though, how crazy people can get over a game? And not one of them is on the court playing. They don't have any kids playing. They don't have any cousins. They have no in-laws on the team. They aren't getting any money if their team wins. Would you be risking your health over all that excitement? It's Medical Mondays. Let's find out from our panel of doctors in Hot Topics. Please welcome cosmetic dentist Dr. Dale Brandt, sports medicine physician Dr. Rahul Bahani, hormone specialist Dr. Bryant Herzog, cosmetic surgeon Dr. James Kern, and OBGYN Dr. George Sadi. Good morning. When you see veins popping out of someone's neck and they're at a game, it's amazing how excited people can get and how passionate they can get. There's actually been reports that people have had heart attacks in the middle of that.
It's quite fascinating. You know, the fans get certain hormones that accelerate themselves, and when they're excited, they get the dopamine kick in. When they're stressed, they get cortisol kick in, and back and forth, you get this right side of the brain starting to react. And it's almost like if you're in the game. It's intense, you know, and as well as I know, we get into a game series like we're gonna get in tonight, and all of a sudden you're gonna see ourselves, our heart's gonna start racing, or we're gonna start breathing harder, or we're gonna start sweating.
So if you're on the edge already.
You're going to go on the edge.
Yeah.
After a Texans loss, I'm depressed the whole week. I'm silly when I get home from the game.
Yeah.
That's how I take that to heart. So
Well, it's interesting because we do physicals for athletes to make sure that they have these physicals. I think they need to do physicals for diehard fans as well. So it doesn't necessarily cause it, it's just that if you're on, you have some heart issues anyway, it could possibly push you over.
I look at the players, and the players seem much more relaxed than that.
Is that right? I look at the players and my heart starts racing. Okay, moving on our topics today. Getting your wisdom teeth out, watch out for a thing called dry socket. Dry socket is something that sometimes people just don't think about. So tell us what happens.
Well, a dry socket is, you take the tooth out and a blood clot forms in the socket and the body heals itself. But what happens is some people lose that socket. I mean, not the socket, the blood clot in the socket, and you have exposed bone. It's very, very painful. Usually happens 2 to 3 days after the extraction, and I don't care what kind of pain medicine you take, it still hurts. Yes, follow this post-op instructions. No carbonated drinks, no sucking through a straw, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so when they get a dry socket and they come in and you say, well, did you have a carbonated drink? Did you suck through a straw? No, I'm sorry, I did not. Tell the truth so you know how to treat things. Okay, which kind of points to the importance of follow-up when you have a procedure done. I know when you do your plastic surgery, it's like when you say wear this garment and do this, you need to do it, right?
Indeed, very important.
All right. There is an artificial womb from a baby lamb that they hope can prevent like a premature birth. So basically, like if a child has to come out of the womb too early, it can go into this artificial womb. And they've done this with this lamb to see how it works.
Yes, that's a significant improvement in development. I commend the investigators and the researchers for developing the system. It's basically a continuation of what has happened in neonatology and improving the care of premature babies. That, I think, is probably the way of the future for very premature babies.
Yeah.
Maybe not calling it artificial womb. It's just a continuation of what we do now.
Yeah, because now you like put them in an incubator and then they have like oxygen and stuff.
You have a ventilator that breathes for the babies. You have to oxygenate them through the tube. This is a much more gentle approach than what we do.
You're kind of cocooned in that,
yes,
in that womb.
It's a plastic bag with amniotic fluid, and the blood flows through the baby naturally without a pump. So So it is an improvement, but it's probably a long way before we can use it.
Yeah, but that little lamb was sitting there all silent as the lamb.
They can see the lamb grow.
Yeah, oh, that's crazy. That's interesting, until it can get to the point where it can survive outside the womb.
Right.
Okay, Botox is like a miracle thing. It's like good for everything, isn't it? It's tested to help treat depression and social anxiety. I get this because it can treat depression, because if you have wrinkles and you get rid of them, your depression's gone. So the Botox, they said that if you make facial expressions of sadness or anger, right, that it sends a message to your brain, or your brain is sending a message to your face. And if you have the Botox, you can't see the. I can't. My son has no idea when I'm mad at him. Listen to the boys, honey. I raised my voice. Stop that now. Are you mad at him? Yes, I am.
Basically, I think it serves to illustrate that the human body is a feedback system, that everything we do has effects deeper inside of our body. So our emotions, our mental status can show in the lines we have on our face. However, the feedback, if we can eliminate or reduce the lines that we have in our face,
Yeah, and reduce
also
making that
affects
facial
our mental
expression. Yeah.
status.
Okay, so there's another reason why I need more Botox. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. We know that people being treated with pain medication is a big thing in this country. But they said that treating people with pain medications can also deplete your hormones. There are a lot of things that can impact hormones. And as we know, we all need hormones to survive and thrive, right? But so if we deplete those hormones, then other issues start to happen.
Well, once again, it's a feedback system.
Yeah.
Your body produces your hormones, but the amount of hormones that you have can begin to shut down the stimulus that is causing you to form those hormones.
And it's quite fascinating. You look at the hormones and drugs and stuff that we take into our body, they actually interact with the same receptors that cause emotional statuses. So as over time, you can get this feeling of where you can actually numb down your body to the extent of where your hormones start getting affected. People come in with bodies and say, hey, my testosterone's low. We look at pain medication interaction. There's done social research that there might be some interaction between certain pain medications and certain hormonal status.
Yeah, so it's not just aging that impacts.
It's not just aging. I mean, if you have a 35-year-old athlete comes in and his testosterone's low, but he's been on pain medication his entire life, you have to wonder, and we're getting there. We're going to get there in the next few years, start looking at that research and figure out, or what have we really done without pain.
Yeah, yeah, all right. The interesting thing about hormones is that I know doctors who are much older would say that we studied this in medical school and then kind of got away from it, started treating the symptoms, right? And now we realize that treating the symptoms is still not taking care of the problem. I know I went through that, where they're going, oh, you're depressed, or you're gaining weight, you're this, you're that. I'm gonna give you this for your depression, I'm gonna give you this for gaining weight, I'm gonna give you this. And by the time I was done, the doctor had given me 5 prescriptions. All of them would damage my liver, but he didn't give me a prescription for a new liver. Right? So, I just kept thinking, why are we treating symptoms? And of course, finding the doctors who treat what's the cause, let's get rid of the cause. And if the cause was diminishing of hormones, then now we're gonna replenish those, and then you'll be back to where you were, which is.
I think one of the things that's happened in the last several years is we're beginning to understand that our hormones decrease with the aging process, and we didn't always know that.
Yeah,
And
part of
I
it.
think that's, we see athletes peak at their age 30. Well, the reason that they go down and start tapering after that in their ability and how they feel is because they start
Yeah,
losing
and it affects your
testosterone.
mood, your muscle, your immune system, all those things.
Everything.
All right, well, we know how to fix it. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. All right, thank you very much. Up next. Back 2. We'll get the latest buzz on that from 2 of the world's leading experts.